So maybe you're frustrated. You have been working hard on your business. You work day, night, every single day on your business. And then you're saying, God, I work so hard. Why aren't you blessing my business? I provide the best customer service. I have an amazing product. I have amazing service. Why aren't you blessing me? Maybe that is your question. You're asking God, why aren't you blessing me? And I have titled this video, God is waiting on you in order to bless your business. That is, so you might be wondering, why can't just God bless me? Why does God have to wait for me in order for him to bless me? And this is why I wanted to help you here. We need to start realizing God gives us free will. You know, God doesn't force himself in the situation where he's not invited. And sometimes we do see certain things happening in our life, certain blessing, if you believe in God, and you think it just happened. No, you must did something. Maybe you was not aware. Sometimes you might be aware of what you did in order for God to come and bless you or to change that situation, or probably sometimes you were not even aware. But definitely you did something, whether it was using your faith in some way, whether it was certain prayer you made in a particular week or long time ago, but certainly you did something in order God to answer that prayer request. And sometimes as a business owner, sometimes we get so carried away, we focus on everything else, not realizing that our business also, we need to present it in the hand of God in order to see those fruits. I recently did a video, I was talking about that I pray, but I wasn't really focusing on praying on my business, because I was thinking like, oh, I already prayed, so my business should bring the result I needed. And then I wasn't doing that. And then recently I changed that mindset. Now I really also focus praying on specifically for my business in the certain areas. And I have noted a completely transformation in my business, even the way I think, the way I do things, different inspiration. God is blessing me with many inspiration, what I can do to improve my business. Now I go back to the topic that God is waiting in you in order to bless your business. You see, there's a story in the Bible. When you get a chance, try to read this story. It's in the book of Luke, chapter 5, verse 1 to 11. That's book of Luke, chapter 5, verse 1 to 11. It's a story about Peter. Peter was a fisherman, so I would say his business, he was a fishing guy. So he was qualified. He had the skill, he has the qualification he had experience for that business. However, there was a certain time that Peter, he went to fish. They fished the whole night, but they did not catch anything. He had the skill. It's the same thing that when you have a business, you worked on it the whole week, the whole day. And then at the end, when you check the sales report, you have no orders. Nothing has changed. You worked so hard on your social media pages. At the end of the day or the end of week, you have no follower, no engagement, nothing, and you feel frustrated. So this is the same thing was happening to here in this story. The disciple was frustrated because he fished the whole night, nothing. And I can imagine that frustration, because as a business owner, sometimes we go through that. And he was frustrated, and then his frustration, this is what I want you to understand. He got frustrated, he got tired, and it's the same thing that I was telling you guys that I did, that I was praying for everything else in my life, but I was never really focusing, praying specifically on my business until I got in a point, something woke me up to start really focusing, praying on my business. I started seeing certain things start changing. So in this story also we see Peter, they were frustrated. The disciples were frustrated. We fished the whole night, nothing. So their frustration, they did not block it in, because sometimes what happens, we have a frustration within our life, in our business. We keep it in, or we complain to other people, other business owner, family member, friends. I've been working so hard, nothing is happening. Sometimes they will tell you, why don't you just get a job? Why don't you just start a new business? Why don't you do this thing? In the good faith, they're trying to come up with solution. But Peter went to Jesus. He went to Rabbi. He said, Rabbi, we told the whole night, we did not catch any fish. So he took his frustration not to people, not to his brother or sister or mother or anyone. He went straight to the source, the provider, the person that he knew has the answer, because Peter was a disciple of Jesus. They knew that he can perform miracles. They saw him doing certain miracles. So he knew, in order for this situation to change, I need to go to the person who's willing to bless, who's willing to change this situation, who's willing to change the story of this business. So that's what exactly Peter did. He complained. He went to Rabbi. We told the whole night. We didn't catch any fish. Then what happened? He was given instruction. And that instruction was like, throw the net again. And they threw the net again. And then at that time, there was so much fish. They caught so much fish in that net that even I think the net broke because the fish was so a lot. You see, now this is what I'm saying to you, that God is waiting on you in order to bless your business. So that frustration, instead of blocking it inside of you, you're frustrated with your business, or instead of complaining to your friend or to anyone else, or the person you have allocated as a manager or the supervisor in your business, take it to God. Say, God, like Peter did, we told the whole night, we fished the whole night. I didn't catch anything. God, I worked on my business the whole week, the whole month, the whole year, the whole day, and I didn't get any result. And the result I'm getting, it does not match up with what the work I have put in. So you see, although Peter, they didn't quote anything the whole night, but when they presented the situation to Rabbi, to Jesus, the whole thing changed. So they quote so much that it was a lot, that even it was just so a lot that maybe I wasn't there. Maybe it could last maybe a month or a week or a year. See, so this is what we need to start realizing. Like I said, as a business owner, sometimes we just focus on the profits, on the skill, what needs to be done, paperwork, and we forget the person who actually blesses, who has the power to change that monthly sale into 10,000 per month, 10 to 20,000 per month sale, to different story. It's the Lord. So you, instead of getting frustrated, saying why God is not blessing your business, have you told God what the situation is? Maybe you have to start telling God the situation of your business. Tell God exactly what is happening in your business. If you're not seeing enough sale, or if you're hiring and you're always getting you're hiring the wrong staff, who they will start okay, and then after that they don't deliver on what they're supposed to be doing. Or maybe it's your marketing team. So whatever is frustrating in your business, instead of locking it inside of your heart or complaining to your colleagues or your friends or family or any person, take it to God. He's the one who blesses. In order for him to bless, he needs to know what he needs to bless. You need to tell him what the problem is, what he needs to bless. Yes, you might say to me, oh no, Liliana, but he's God. He knows everything. Yes, he knows everything, but you need always remember, God gives us free will. He does not just come in our life, change a situation or do something just like that. He doesn't do that. You have to give him permission in order for him to enter. You have to give him permission like Peter did. Peter gave him permission, come and bless my business because I've been working the whole night. Nothing's happening. So I give you permission to do a miracle in my business. So you have to give God permission to enter in your business, to change the situation in your business. Otherwise, you're going to end up frustrating. You need to come to a point as a business owner, just like you do if you have a team, you have a team meeting, you discuss it with your team, what needs to be done the whole rest of the week. Is the same thing. You go to God, you say, this is the problem I'm having in my business, and God gave me the solution. Open the doors, let me see your miracle. Is the same. Another example I can give you, there was a story in the Bible, I think in the First King, First King, I believe, maybe chapter 17, a story of a widow and Elijah. Elijah asked the lady, what do you have in your house? The lady said, I have oil. And then Elijah, believe, told him to go gather a lot of jars to fill it in and sell it so he can pay the debt that she had. And so her and the child, they can live, because she was struggling. So you have to present your problem. You can't just assume that because it's God, God knows it. You have to explain it to him. You have to show him that I want this situation changed in order for that situation to change. So guys, hopefully today's video has helped you and inspires you. So if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, subscribe and like, and then I'll see you again on the next video. Bye bye for now.